Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
Karmendriyani sanyamya,
ya aste manasa smaran,
ya aste manasa smaran,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
yastvindriyani manasa,
yastvindriyani manasa,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
karmendriyai karmayogam,
Karmendriyai karmayogam,
asakta savishishyate,
asakta savishishyate,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
karmajyayo hyakarmanaha,
karmajayo hyakarmanaha,
sharirayatra pichate,
sharirayatra pichate,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
yajñarthat karmanonyatra,
yajñartat karmanonyatra,
lokoyam karma bandhanaha,
lokoyam karma bandhanaha,
tadartham karma kaunteya,
tadartham karma kaunteya,
mukta sangha samachara,
mukta sangha samachara,
सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा
सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
येषवोस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
येषवोऽस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last few sessions, we have been seeing the different dimensions of niyama. Now, every principle which is being given here has the potential to completely transform your life. I want you to understand this. See, right now we are talking about niyama. Earlier it was some other principle. After this, we'll be talking about whatever principle is given in the next line. Like this, in the yogic approach, we are covering many principles. Now, what you need to realize, that is, realize means recognize, is that it is the greatest blessing which is being conferred upon you by the infinite. Because any one principle itself is enough to completely transform you and for you to reach that infinite state, to become a Sthita Prajna. Now, every week, many principles are being given. So what are the chances of you growing spiritually? Infinite. See, if just one thing is given, there are more chances of missing it. If two principles are given, now there are less chances of missing either one of them. It gets distributed. If three are given, then the chances of missing reduces further. Now here, endless principles are being given. If you ask me how many more principles are there, I really don't know. There's no count. It's countless. Infinite number of principles are there. So the advantage of getting exposed to the yogic approach in totality is tremendous, because you are minimizing the chances of missing. Rather, when they say any number divided by infinite, it tends towards becoming zero. Similarly, when there are infinite possibilities, infinite principles being given to you, then the chances of you missing becomes nil. That's why I'm saying this is the greatest blessing which you are receiving. You have earned it through your own past karmas, through certain punyas which you have done, good work which you have done. You have earned this experience of being exposed to the yogic approach in totality. So the moment you absorb this and feel grateful about it, feel so blessed, now that will increase your self-confidence tremendously. People who don't do any sadhana at all, certain people, I find them having a lot of self-confidence. Most of the self-confidence which people have are all artificial self-confidence, just artificially pumping oneself. So if even they can develop some kind of self-confidence, even though it's very shallow, as a sadhak, you are in a position to become very, very strong. See, self-confidence means inner strength. And the more strong you become from inside, you will be able to serve others also, which is an essential aspect of karma yoga. If you are weak inside, it could be emotional weakness, it could be weakness in some other form, whatever be it. If you are weak from inside, your capacity to help others, to serve others also reduces. That is why, as sadhaks, you should realize and count your own blessings. Why I am mentioning this principle is because one sadhak has sent me a mail, and in that mail 2-3 paragraphs she has written all about her negativities. Oh, I am like this, I am like that, I am like this, I am like that. So please help me, Yogishri. Now this is the help. You have to realize what you are being exposed to, the power which these sessions have, the power of the yogic approach. It has nothing to do with the person who is conducting the session. It's not that. It is to do with the power of the yogic approach. So you may have 1001 negativities, it does not matter. But the fact that you are being exposed to something which is most powerful in life, that is the yogic approach, that itself should make you feel so strong. So this is my request to not only that lady who has sent the message, but to all the other sadhaks. The first thing as a sadhak you should be so happy about is the fact that you are a sadhak. How many people even know about sadhana? How many people know about their true purpose in life? I am talking of people who are into spirituality. They themselves don't have an idea of what real sadhana is, the majority. And then for a small group of people who know what sadhana is, how many people are exposed to the yogic approach? Just think about that. The moment you absorb this idea, you recognize this fact. This is not an idea actually. In the sense it's not imagination, it's a fact. So the moment you recognize this fact, you will feel so strong from within. It doesn't matter what negativity you have. Just the fact that number one, you're a sadhak, number two, you're being exposed to the yogic approach, that is more than enough. The rest of the sadhana, the yoga sankirtan, if we go on adding, how many people even know about yoga sankirtan? You are exposed to that. How many people know about what is an empowerment, the power of the empowerment courses? You know that. Like this, if you keep on adding, now that will give you tremendous strength from within. Just be cautious about one thing. Don't develop an ego over it, but you should be balanced. You should never lose your confidence. So when you feel you are highly negative and then you ask the help from your guru, now he does not directly help you because that will not work. Any help may be given, you will not receive it. Even if the Guru gives tremendous healing, you will only feel, oh, I am not worthy enough to receive that healing. You have become your own block. So first remove that block. Only then you will be able to receive the higher Shakti. That's why in the spiritual path, we always say, it does not matter where you are. All that matters is where are you heading. You may be in the wrong point right now. Let's say your destination is to move from A to B. You may be somewhere in C, some point which has no connection to B. But if you take the right direction today, it's only a question of time. You will reach there. Another person may be in the straight path from A to B, but in between, if he takes a wrong direction, now he will go astray. So a master does not really see what is your present level. He only sees what is your present intention. Do you want to move up or do you want to just stagnate with your negativities and devolve further? So you asked for help. This is the help. This wisdom is being given to you. Now absorb it fully. You will find the help of the Guru Shakti flowing from all the quarters. Remember one thing, as a sadhak, you really don't even need to ask for help, because before you ask, the Guru Shakti would have already flown to you. Many sadhaks have experienced that. Sometimes you have an issue and before you even think about asking for help, the issue gets resolved. So this is very important if you want to become a yogi. You should start counting your blessings, especially the spiritual path. If you feel very grateful and good about whatever you're being exposed to, whatever you're receiving today, that will build a tremendous force, a tremendous strength within you. Then, as I told you, it doesn't matter how many negativities you have and all that. It's a question of time. All those things are bound to disappear. The entire purification will happen. So just imagine, week after week, you're being exposed to these wonderful life-transforming principles, and that too, in the yogic approach, we are seeing the different dimensions and how that can be applied in life and all that. What more do you require? The highest gift is being given to you, just like that. Sometimes when everything is given in a silver platter, you don't realize the value of it. You start taking it for granted. That's a tendency of the mind. So don't take anything for granted, whether it is these Sunday sessions or whether it is the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana material, the empowerment courses, the meditation sadhana materials of the empowerment courses, every aspect with full awareness, with full consciousness. Enjoy every aspect and expose yourself fully to this. Don't put a block. It's a self-imposed block actually. You're always focusing on your negativities. No, instead focus on this higher Shakti. If and when some negative quality or some kind of negative energy manifests, and when it disturbs you from doing your sadhana, at that time you can focus on that, and even there you're going to use the energy generated through the sadhana to remove that block. But otherwise, you put your blinkers on and you keep going with full strength. Is this clear? This is not only an answer to the sadhak who has asked this question, but it is a message to all the sadhaks. The inner confidence, the inner strength is very important. Self-belief. It is not enough if you merely believe in your guru. That is only a starting point. But a guru, the true guru, will want his student to believe in himself or herself. That is what he is striving for. So, when we see this principle of niyama, just this one principle is enough. You can use this to solve all your issues, to achieve anything you want. It's so powerful. Now, when we talk of niyama, I did mention to you that the entire universe is in a state of niyama. In a perfect state, the rules are being followed. Whether you take the solar system, whether you take nature, the flowers are blooming, the fruits are coming out, every creature in this universe, there is a niyama which is being followed. It is only a human being who goes out of this niyama and suffers. So the entire exercise here is to get back to and merge with the totality. Now, when this point is being given, one question can come in your mind. That is, if the entire universe is in a state of niyama, all the creatures, whether you take any animal or bird or insect, every creature is following their respective niyamas, respective rules. Whatever they are ordained to do, they are doing that so beautifully. And if it is a human being alone who has moved away, then why do the great yogis and siddhas say that the human being is most superior? That is, the human birth is so precious. Why do they say that? How are we more evolved than animals and birds and all that? They are also beautifully following their niyamas. As a human being, we have moved out. Then how do we say that a human being is very precious? That is, a human birth is so precious. Why do we say that? This question can bother a sadhak. Now the answer to that is very simple. The entire universe is in a state of niyama, where all the rules are being followed. Every creature is so disciplined, so beautifully following the rules, but unconsciously, without any awareness. A human being has been given this choice of action where you can act with awareness. So the moment there is a choice, you can either go to the left or to the right. So the whole of nature is perfect unconsciously. A human being is imperfect because he or she has moved away from nature, from totality, but with consciousness, with awareness, that capacity is there. So the entire exercise is to again join with the totality to become perfect in a conscious way. That's why a great thinker said, animals are unconsciously perfect. Animals means birds, insects, everything put together. Humans are consciously imperfect, he said. And the goal of spirituality is to move from the state of conscious imperfection to conscious perfection. If you take away that awareness factor, then the whole life becomes meaningless. That is why these great yogis say that the human birth is so precious, because you have the choice of action and you have that capacity to be aware, to be 100% conscious. Someone asked me, sir, what is wrong with addiction? Like, for example, what is wrong in drinking alcohol or taking drugs, or apart from the health point of view, spiritually what is wrong? That was his question. Health will deteriorate, that is there. But is there something wrong spiritually if we drink alcohol or if we take drugs or any kind of addiction? The answer is yes, because whenever you get addicted to something, to that extent you are losing your awareness. And the moment you lose your awareness, even temporarily, when you lose your awareness, then you are going down. You're no longer living up to the dignity and prestige of a human being. If you take meditation, as you advance, as you go deep within yourself, your awareness is going to increase tremendously. Whereas when you get addicted to some substance or anything, Now what happens is actually your awareness starts decreasing. A person who is drunk, who is under the influence of alcohol, will not know what he or she is doing. The awareness becomes very less. So in spirituality, we are not against the particular object. We are only against the process of losing one's awareness. And the nature of those objects, these addictive objects, is to reduce your awareness. That is the very nature of these objects. That's why they cause addiction. So the more aware you are, the more you are living up to the dignity and prestige of a human being. And with that full awareness, when you start practicing this principle of niyama, now you will grow tremendously. You will start manifesting all your powers. See, when these hidden powers are given to a person who does not have any awareness, now he or she may completely misuse those powers. Whereas as you build your awareness and when the hidden powers within you are awakened, now you know what it is fully. You will never misuse those powers. So every Sunday, this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to build the awareness. We are trying to expand your consciousness. And as that is happening, whatever principle is being given to you, if you put an honest effort to practice that in your life, you will find a big change happening. So one is this universal niyama. The entire universe is in a beautiful state of rhythm, which is what we are going to see in this year's empowerment, finding rhythm in life. It's a very powerful course. So the entire universe is vibrating in that frequency, but one thing is missing: no awareness. Now a human being has moved away, but the capacity of awareness has been given. So using that, now get back to that state of totality. How? Start following this principle of niyama in your life. So how do you apply this principle of niyama practically? These dimensions have been given. Now I'll give you one more tip. See, if you are facing any problem in life today, now first identify that area, whether that is with respect to your area of wealth, that is finance, or area of relationships, or your career, or health, or whatever it is. That will, this kind of an analysis will give you more clarity. Now, in each of those areas, there are certain niyamas to be followed in order to be successful. Because he says, if you follow the niyama properly, sa vishishyate, one who follows that will become successful, will excel. Vishishyate means will become the best. So in each of these areas there are certain rules to be followed. And one who learns those rules and follows those rules will be successful in those areas. So you need to find out, okay, I have a financial problem today. Now, what are the niyamas which I have not followed there? Have I taken too many loans just based on the immediate financial pressure which I faced? Have I, increased my expenses unnecessarily, unproductive expenses? Like this, if you see what niyama have I broken in that particular area, you will find that you would have broken certain niyamas over a period of time, and the problem has surfaced now. Remember, whenever any problem comes, when it manifests, it's not that it's suddenly manifesting. Over a period of time, there would have been a build-up. Similarly, if something goes wrong with your health, now again ask yourself, what are the rules of health? What are the niyamas of health? In the Kaya Tattva Empowerment Program that was given to you, the various niyamas of the body. Now, am I following all that? What niyamas have I not been following? Have I broken? And if you make a list of them and start focusing your energies on that, start practicing them one by one, you will quickly find that your health will get restored. Your financial position will become better. Your relationships will become better. So as a sadhak, all you need to do is to practice the niyamas of every area of your life with full awareness. In the Finding Rhythm in Life Empowerment, we will be taking up all the 12 aspects of life, and in each aspect, whatever the main niyamas are there, that will be given to you, that will be presented to you. So once you learn that fully, your clarity will increase. So this principle can be used to generally grow in life, and it can also be used to solve any particular issue which you are facing. What I'm trying to say is the potential is infinite. It all depends on how you use this. And how long should I follow this? Last week I told you, I gave you 2 dimensions finally, taming and subduing. Till you completely master your mind, till all the weaknesses go away. Subduing means no weaknesses should remain. You should become an epitome of strength, infinite strength. That is a state of Sthita Prajna. So till then, you should keep on doing. After that, what will happen? The niyama will become automatic. You will only be in a state of awareness. That state is called the state of effortless effort, where whenever you master something and then without any effort, that becomes automatic. That is the state of effortless effort. That is the ultimate goal. So, one who restrains the senses with the mind, O Arjuna, Indriyani Manasa Niyamya. And then, what does he say? We'll move further, O Arjuna. Arabhate. Arabhate means undertakes. After restraining the senses with the mind, one who undertakes, what does that person undertake? Karma yoga. Karmendriyai karma yogam. The yoga of action. Karma yoga means the yoga of action. With what? with the organs of action. He uses the karma indriyas, the organs of action, and undertakes and practices karma yoga. Asaktaha, unattached. We will come to that asaktaha later, but first the karma, what does he mean by engaging the karma indriyas and karma yoga? We'll have to see. Now, such a person, saha vishishyate, that person excels, he says. That person will be successful in the true sense of term. Not partially successful, just successful in one area, not that way. In totality, he'll be successful in every area of his life and also spiritually successful. That's the meaning of vishishyate. Beautiful word, So, when you practice niyama, what happens? When you restrain your mind from going helter-skelter, when you pull it back, now you start conserving all your energies. Whenever your mind runs helter-skelter, now it depletes all your energies. Your mind keeps running to the past without your control. Your mind keeps running to the future without your control. Worries of the past. You get so anxious about the future. And the mind keeps getting excited about the present without your control. So later on in one of the verses he'll say, clip off the worries of the past, remove the anxieties for the future, and remove the excitements of the present also, and act. When we come to that verse, we'll see that very, very powerful. So the mind keeps on worrying about the past or about the future, or it gets so excited about the present. And this tendency of the mind completely depletes you of your energy. So if you want to achieve anything in life, the first thing is you have to conserve your energies. More so in the spiritual path. If you want to evolve spiritually, you need to focus on conservation of energy. This is step number 1. That is what is a practice of niyama. Why has he given the practice of niyama first? Because if you don't have any energy, what is the use of talking about what has to be done? You will not have any energy to practice all that. And he has not gone into so many details, what are all the various things which removes your energy and all that. He has just gone to the crux of the problem. The crux of the problem is very simple. It is your mind only. Manasa. Manas means the mind, your thoughts, your emotions. So when your thoughts and emotions are running everywhere without your control, he says, you lose all your energy. Now the niyama of the mind, that is, pull back your mind, that will give you tremendous shakti, power. Now in the second line, he is explaining what should you do with that power, with that shakti. As you conserve your energies, what should you do with that? That is being explained in the second line. He says, you should use that shakti, that energy, to do karma yoga. You should engage your karma indriyas, the organs of action, in this sacred sadhana of karma yoga, the yoga of action. If you remember, in the previous verse, I had explained to you about the karma indriyas. You have two types of indriyas, the jnana indriyas and the karma indriyas. Jnana indriyas means the organs of perception. Why are they called jnana indriyas? Because you use the organs of perception to gain knowledge from the world. Similarly, you have 5 organs of action: the hands, the feet, the mouth, the organ of procreation, and the organ of evacuation. So all these 5 organs are there. Now in verse number 6, when I was covering these karma indriya, I had also given you the deeper significance of what these karma indriyas are. That is, what do they represent? Different kinds of movements, different kinds of actions which you can perform. From a spiritual point of view, hands represent movement within a place. See, you can be seated in one place and just go on moving your hands. So any kind of actions which you do within a place is symbolized by hands. Legs means movement from place to place. So any kind of activities which you do where you need to move from one place to another, that is symbolized by the legs. Mouth symbolizes, with the mouth you eat and you also talk. So it symbolizes 2 things. One is eating means you experience life fully, and not only that, the talking represents manifesting, expressing your personality naturally. All this we covered. I am only summarizing, and once I summarize that, we'll get on with what he's saying here. Then the organ of procreation, that symbolizes all enjoyable activities, actions that give you enjoyment. And the organ of evacuation represents all kinds of activities aimed at purification. Whenever you want to organize things, whenever you want to set things right, that is being symbolized by the organ of evacuation. So these 5 karma indriyas are 5 powerful organs which you've been given, and they symbolize all the different types of activities which you can perform in life. Activities within a place, activities from where it involves moving from one place to another, intensely experiencing life, expressing oneself naturally, then activities which give you pleasure, enjoyment, and activities aimed towards correcting something, organizing, purifying, cleaning, all those things. These are the 5 types of activities which you can perform. So just imagine the beautiful creation of God. These 5 organs of action have been given to you to perform these wide range of activities. Now, here he says, you should use the karma indriyas to do karma yoga. Why is he saying that? Prima facie, you should understand that. Now, these 5 types of activities can be done by the organs of action, no doubt. But you can use these organs of action to perform detrimental activities. The same 5 types of activities can be directed towards destroying others, to cause harm to others. Or you may use these karma indriyas to perform actions in a mechanical way. That is also possible. Or you can use these organs of action to for the benefit of others and for the benefit of yourself, which is what is karma yoga. So the first step is for you to realize how powerful you are. God has given you these karma indriyas, the organs of action, with which you can act and achieve anything you want. Why do you need to think about, oh, I was unlucky, there is so much of politics in my office, somebody else has been given the promotion. Or these are all very, very petty things for a karma yogi, because a karma yogi knows that he is all powerful. He has been given these 5 organs of action. So whatever be the challenges, let there be some person playing cheap politics, let all those things be there. But if you engage these powerful tools which have been given to you in a proper way, if you use them in the right way, now you can achieve your goals irrespective of whatever challenges are there in front of you. So powerful they are. Karma indriyas. It is so important because this chapter is about karma yoga, and when you are going to practice karma yoga, first you need to understand the power of your tools. See, for any activity you need to use certain tools, and a skilled technician will know the power of the tools which he is using. To the extent you know the power of your tools only, you will be able to use it properly. So the moment you understand what these karma indriyas are and how they have been given to you, what are the various types of activities, the 5 types which I told you, and in order to perform them you have been given these indriyas. The moment you realize that, now you will understand that you are all powerful. You have the capacity to achieve anything which you want. And the moment you realize the power of your tools, now you will be able to effectively use them. He says, use them to do karma yoga. What does he mean by that? Karma yoga. We'll be seeing that, but first I just want you to absorb this idea. See, we take everything for granted, as I told you. In the Sunday sessions, you take it for granted. Yoga Sankirtan meter, just imagine a few years back, before these materials were created, you didn't even know what Yoga Sankirtan was. And without that material, how will you do that? But now that for first time when it came, oh wonderful, second, third, fourth, generally the mind gets used to it. And when is the next Yoga Sankirtan? Casually people start asking. So you should spend some time in understanding the power of whatever you have today. First, your own body. In this context, we are not seeing the jnana indriyas. They are extremely powerful in terms of gaining knowledge and growing. Now here in this context we are talking about the karma indriyas, the organs of action. So spend some time. After this session, I will initiate this in the nididhyasana meditation which we'll be doing today, and then after that find some time and just for a few minutes close your eyes and visualize, get your focus on to the 5 organs of action which you have, your own hands, your own feet, and feel the power. That is a divine creation, you are a divine creation actually. Your physical body, such a beautiful artistic piece of creation. So the moment you feel that, you will understand how powerful you are. And as you begin to see that power, then you will be able to follow what he's saying. That is, you will start utilizing that for the benefit of others and for the benefit of yourself, which is karma yoga. So why have these 5 organs of action been given to you? What are the various purposes? Relatively speaking, the ultimate purpose is to become one with the infinite. Now that is there, but from a relative sense, there is always a purpose for everything. So if the 5 organs of action have been given, that is meant for something. Now what is that meant for? We'll see that. The 5 organs of action have been given to you for you to perform 4 things. That is, for you to fulfill 4 purposes. Number 1, expressing. I'll explain this in detail because this is the real depth of spirituality which is being given to you. So you first I'll give the list and then we'll go into them one by one. First is expressing. Number 2, these 5 organs of action have been given to you to fulfill the purpose of achieving. Number 3, contributing. What do you have to offer to this universe, to this world? And number 4, evolution. We are talking of spiritual evolution, evolving the consciousness. These are the 4 purposes which our yogis have given. These 4 purposes can be achieved by using the karma indriyas, the organs of action, in the proper way. After understanding this, we will get on with what does he mean by karma yogam. Because once you understand these 4 purposes, it's very easy for you to get a hang of what he means by karma yoga. It's related to this only. So what are these 4 purposes? The first purpose of your life is to express yourself. Express yourself as you are. You see, the entire nature is in a state of beautifully expressing whatever its nature is. Every aspect of nature is just expressing whatever its qualities or nature is. The sun gives light and heat. That is its nature. The wind keeps blowing. Why? Because that is its nature. See, since you have understood niyama, we covered that in detail. Now it is very easy for you to understand this. This is what we meant by niyama. The planets are revolving around the sun. Why? Because that is the nature of the planets. They are expressing themselves. The cuckoo is singing. Why? That is its nature. The woodpecker keeps pecking wood. Why? That is its nature. A dog keeps on wagging its tail. Why? Because that is the nature of the dog. So every aspect of nature beautifully expresses itself. No ego, no stress whatsoever. If the tree keeps on growing, it keeps yielding fruits. Whatever its nature is, the rose keeps blooming, it gives out fragrance. If you go to a desert, the cactus plant is there, full of thorns, but that expresses its nature, no ego. There is a beauty in that also. But when it comes to a human being, as I told you, human being has a choice. And without this wisdom, the human being tends to choose the negative things. The human being tends to move away from totality. So instead of expressing one's nature, a human being starts imitating others. So if you want to grow spiritually, if you want to become a great karma yogi, the first step is stop imitating others. Be original, be authentic, be yourself. What are your talents? What are your skills? This is called Swadharma. Later on in the coming verses, he will be talking about this. See, whatever is being given here will all be explained in more and more detail as we go along. These principles are the foundations of Karma Yoga. If you master these, now when we come to those verses, you will be able to easily grasp and go further deep and understand the subtleties easily. So you have your own set of skills, your own set of talents. You are unique in that way. You have to recognize what your skills are, and you need to learn to express what your talents are without ego. This is the key. When we say Karma Yoga, means it's not a cakewalk, it's not so simple. There's a lot of things there which you need to practice. So what happens is, either people move away from their nature, from their Swadharma, or some people who are in their field, they identify their Swadharma, they manifest their nature, they do it with ego. But if you observe any aspect of nature, it does two things. One is it manifests its nature. Number two, there is no ego whatsoever. A rose blooms because that is its nature, it gives fragrance. There is no ego also. The rose doesn't feel superior to a jasmine. The rose doesn't feel superior to a cactus plant. Neither does it feel inferior. The rose does not want to impress anyone. Supposing you keep a rose plant somewhere in a place where no one is able to see, there also the flower will bloom and it will keep giving out fragrance. Whether there is anyone to receive it or not, it keeps expressing its nature so beautifully. But what does a human being do? Number one, he or she moves away from his or her nature, Swadharma. And number two, we are always trying to impress others. If you go to a person's house, he will keep his hall and all very clean. But if you go to his bedroom and open the cupboards, now that will not be clean. Which means that person is not practicing cleanliness for the beauty of that, for the sake of that. It is only to impress others. If you are wearing a nice dress, don't do it to impress others. Do it because you love it. all your energies are getting wasted because you are constantly trying to compare yourself with others and you're trying to imitate others and you're trying to impress others. This will not work. So expressing the purpose of, it's a beautiful purpose which a human being has to achieve consciously, I told you, with full awareness. So your karma indriyas should be employed to express what your skills are. Why? Not to impress anyone, not in comparison with others. No complex, neither superiority nor inferiority complex. No ego, but just because you have that nature that is being expressed. There is such a divine beauty about it. Why is it that when you go to a place where the natural scenery is there, you get so inspired? Why? Just go to the beach and then you see the waves, the ocean, that inspires you. Why? Because it is just expressing its nature. If the butterflies are buzzing around, now again you feel so meditative when you sit there. Why? Because that is the nature of the butterflies. So the moment you start being yourself and you start expressing yourself without any ego or complexes, there is a natural spiritual beauty which gets added on, or I would say which starts manifesting from within you. Any yogi is so charming. How is it that a yogi's personality is so attractive? Because he doesn't do anything actually. He doesn't spoil the expression with ego, complexes and all that. Why is it that a newborn baby is so attractive? There is a beauty about a newborn baby. Why? Because the baby has no ego. The baby has no complexes. The baby doesn't compare itself with some other baby and say, oh, that baby is like, I'm like, nothing. The baby just expresses whatever its nature is, and there is a beauty about that. So as a sadhak, you should strive to achieve this purpose in life, that is being yourself. You bring in so many factors and confuse the whole issue. What is my neighbor doing? Why is that person getting this benefit? I am not getting. Always comparing. There is no end to comparison. And the more you compare yourself with others, the more unsatisfied you will be. The more stressful you will become. You will not be productive in your activities also. I told you, one purpose is achievement. We'll be seeing that next. But first you need to start mastering this principle. That is your primary purpose. Your basic purpose in life is just to be yourself and express yourself naturally. So you think about this, take it as a homework, not just for today, but these are all for your entire life, not just this life. If at all you come back again, our hope is, our wish is that you become a sthita prajna in this birth. Supposing you miss the mark, next birth you come back also. The same principles, these principles are applicable. So you can take it up as a homework. Just first discover yourself. What are my talents? What am I good at? See, now a tamasic mind will misinterpret this. You'll say, oh, my nature is laziness, so I will just be myself. I think I've covered that when I was covering Niyama also. So kindly don't do that. We are talking about what are your skills, what are your talents. Being lazy is not a talent, So discover your nature, discover your talents, what you are good at. And then see how you can improve those skills. Why do you want to improve those skills? Not to become better than others, no. Just to express yourself, become one with nature, and you express what you are good at. Just for that purpose. So we'll stop with that. It's a very, very deep and powerful principle which has been given to you. You require some time to reflect on that and absorb the energy of this. Just listening to this would have inspired you so much, isn't it? Now just imagine, as you start practicing it in your life, what an inspired personality you will become. Okay, so before we do the Nididhyasana meditation, I will take up one question. This question has been asked by Neha. She has put it in the YouTube comment section. Actually, in one of the sessions, I had mentioned about how a guru strive towards making a student self-sufficient, because see, a guru also has to leave his body at some point of time. So since the physical proximity is not possible all the time, that's why he creates a sadhana materials, he creates a system, the sadhana system, so that the student can keep on evolving and whether physically the guru is there or not, the guru shakti can be received. The grace of the guru shakti can be received continuously. So after that, many questions regarding that have been asked. I am taking up the questions which Neha has asked, because incidentally the answers which I will be giving for these will also answer the other questions. So Hari Om Yogishri, in this discourse you were explaining the principle of self-sustainability. A true guru makes sure of self-sustainability of his disciples by giving him sadhana materials so that the disciple can continue his journey in the path of self-realization. Because at some point of time his guru is aware that he will drop his body and move on in his journey. Now, Gurudev, you are my guru, and with the help of your guidance through Bhagavad Gita, Sunday discourses and the sadhana material, which includes Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana, Kaya Tattva, Prana Tattva, and Infinite Happiness Meditation Sadhana, I am moving on in my life. Now you will be getting one more this year. The Finding Rhythm in Life Sadhana will also be added. So somewhere, at some point of time, I will also leave this body and will take another birth. I don't know where I will take birth, in which gender I will take birth, who will be my parents, what will be my religion, and so on. So Gurudev, in next birth, with so many unknown factors, number one, will I be able to receive guidance from you as my guru? Number two, will I get a chance to get introduced to Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana again? Yogishri, I do not want to lose Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana as well as your guidance as a guru. I don't know when I will reach to my final destination of infinity, but unless and until I want but unless and until I want to continue to do Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana even after leaving this body. Hari Om, Neha. So, one thing is very clear from this question. You have concluded that you will not get enlightenment in this birth. See, you are creating and writing your own destiny. Now my question is, why should you do that? Not only are you saying, I will take another birth, now you are asking me, will you again come back and be my guru? Now, a yogi has no birth. It's a different frequency altogether. It's come out of the samsara. So instead of you moving up to that level, you're trying to pull the Guru Shakti also down. Not deliberately, very innocently only you're asking that question. I understand the bhav with which you're asking. But you need to understand this. First of all, you're saying, I don't know where I'll be born, who will be my parent, what religion I'll be born, whether I'll be, what gender, male or all these things I don't know, you're saying, in the next birth. So what? Does it really matter who will be your parents or what gender will you be, which religion and all that? What we are talking of is way beyond all religions, way beyond gender, way beyond all the worldly relations. It is the relationship with that infinite supreme truth. So, you first need to understand the niyama, the rules of life, which includes death also. In this life, whatever you're doing, that is going to determine your next life. So if you've left your body and you've done your sadhana, you will continue that sadhana in the next birth. We'll be coming to that in one of the later verses. Krishna will actually be dealing with this. He'll be saying how you determine your next birth, and he will even give examples how when a person does sadhana, what kind of birth that person will get. Everything he will say. That is, in case a person has missed the goal in this particular birth. But our wish, our goal, our aim should be to complete the journey in this birth itself. See, that you should not miss. So your question is stemming from again a lack of confidence that I can achieve it in this birth. Now my request to you, Neha, and to all the other sadhaks, that I started off with that only, please work on your self-confidence. If you as a sadhak who is exposed to these great principles, the yogic approach, the yoga sangha, all these sadhana materials you mentioned, if you as a sadhak, if you don't have the confidence that you can do it, then who else will have? For your own sake, first build that. This entire life is based on the law of karma, the causes and effects. Why are you thinking that you are so low that you cannot progress in this birth? You cannot achieve the highest in this birth. It is your wish which can give you that strength to move forward. So my request to all the sadhaks is, please stop thinking about and talking about what you will be in the next birth, whether I will do the sadhana. It is assured. Hasn't it happened? There are many mothers, right when the child has been conceived, when it is in the womb itself, they listen to the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana. They do the sadhana regularly, and the child keeps absorbing those vibrations. We have seen that practically. Because the karmas of the child, the baby is so strong, that it will continue the journey. See, what can you take when you drop your body? What can you take with you? Just think about it. Can you take all the wealth which you have earned? No. Can you take anybody else with you? Go, if you don't believe me, go and ask your near and dear one. I'm going to die. Please, will you also come with me? He or she will say, you come and ask me tomorrow, I'll think over it, I'll run away. However close a person is, you cannot take that person with you. The same thing is applicable to the form of a guru also, please understand. Be inspired by the guru. Give the respect, all that is fine. Have the devotion, the reverence, but don't get attached to the form of the guru, because even that is only temporary. What lives is the teachings of the guru that will carry you right till the end. So when you leave the body, you carry whatever sadhana, the fruits of whatever sadhana you've done. You carry your knowledge, you carry your ignorance also. Those are the things which you take to the next birth. So if you have done your sadhana now properly, with your full heart, now the purificatory effect it's going to have will be carried forward to your next birth also. So your focus should be on this birth right now, even in this birth right now, today. What am I supposed to do? Why do you need to ask whether you will get guidance in the next birth? Why don't you focus on getting the guidance in this birth, surrendering and following everything right now itself? So as a sadhak, you should learn to focus in the present. You have gone far, far away. Rather, you have allowed your mind to go too much into the future. But incidentally, this assurance can be given. If you have been doing your sadhana, and any number of births you take, you will continue doing it. That opportunity will automatically come to you. Many examples I can give. Practically, we have seen that. But I want you to understand the principle. So you've divided this into two questions, but this principle would have answered, will I be able to receive guidance from you as my guru? See, don't need to. What you mean by you is the form. The Guru Shakti will guide you, that's all. Will I get a chance to get introduced to Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana again? Yes, provided you do the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana in this birth properly. So whatever you do in this birth, see, the effect of that sadhana will be carried forward, and that effect will attract again the sadhana to you. So utilize all these materials, the Yoga Sankirtan, the Kaya Tattva, the product, all these materials effectively first in this birth now. If you do it well today, you will continue to do it well tomorrow. You will have that opportunity. If you do it well tomorrow, you will continue to do it day after tomorrow. If you keep on doing it in this birth, you will continue to do it in the next birth also. That opportunity will be given. Nature will give it to you. How did you get that opportunity in this birth? Did you know that this is going to come and did you choose? No. When you are prepared, it automatically came. So why would that not happen in the next birth also? But to be very frank with you, as a sadhak, the right answer is don't think about the next birth. In this birth itself, you should achieve everything. I have covered that, but then just giving the principles. So think about what has been given to you. Very powerful points have been given to you. So think about them, absorb them. Be very devoted, honest to your Guru, but don't get attached. A true Guru will not allow you to get attached anyway. He will keep on giving you the wisdom till you grow in self-sufficiency, till you become very powerful. So you have to balance it. Whenever you get attached too much, focus on your sadhana. Whenever you, in the name of becoming independent, if you become egoistic, then focus on surrender to the Guru. So thus you keep on balancing your sadhana. Okay? So I think I've given you a lot of food for thought. We'll now do the Nididhyasana meditation. Sit in a relaxed way. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. beyond my physical body, beyond my emotions, beyond my thoughts, lies my true essential self. My true essential self is infinite and pure. I have been given the 5 powerful karma indriyas, the organs of action, using which I can achieve anything that I want. From this moment onwards, I choose to use the 5 powerful karma indriyas to do the sacred sadhana of karma yoga. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. These sessions are designed to make you very, very powerful. The principles of Karma Yoga can actually take you right up to the infinite. As I told you, it's like a gold mine, and we are going to dig fully. That is an assurance. So whatever opportunities you've been given now, make use of them fully. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about the next birth and all that. If you do your sadhana right now with complete focus, you will be creating a wonderful next birth also, if at all it's there. Okay? So you think about whatever has been given to you and get back if you have any clarifications, all that will be answered in due course. Okay? So thank you very much. Hari Om.